People have always loved a good story, especially a scary one. There's something irresistible about the chill that runs down your spine, the way your imagination runs wild in the dark. From ancient fireside tales to modern urban legends, we're drawn to stories that make our hearts race and our skin crawl. These stories have traveled through time, evolving with each retelling, but always keeping that same sense of suspense. Scary stories connect us to a long tradition of exploring the unknown. They invite us to imagine what might be lurking just beyond the edge of the light. Urban legends are today's campfire tales, spreading through whispers, texts, and late-night conversations. They travel faster than ever, fueled by our curiosity and our need to share a good fright. They feel real because they happen in familiar places to people just like us. The ordinary becomes extraordinary, and suddenly, nowhere feels completely safe. That's what makes them so powerful and so frightening. The line between fact and fiction blurs, and we find ourselves questioning what we know. We listen, and for a moment we believe it could happen to us. Our hearts pound and we glance over our shoulders just in case. Why do we love being scared? Maybe it's a safe way to face our fears. In the comfort of a story, we can confront the things that haunt us, without real danger. Like a roller coaster, scary stories give us a rush, danger without the risk. We scream, we laugh, and we feel alive. They bring us together, united by goosebumps and nervous laughter. Sharing a scare is a bonding experience, a way to connect with others through shared emotion. These tales tap into our deepest anxieties, the dark, the unknown, what might be lurking just out of sight. They remind us of our vulnerability and our fascination with what we can't explain. They challenge our sense of reality and hint at forces beyond our control. Sometimes they even help us make sense of the world's mysteries. From ancient myths to modern creepypastas, the desire to be spooked is universal. Every culture has its own tales that send shivers down the spine. It's a tradition passed down through generations, a thread that connects us to our ancestors and to each other. Scary stories are a timeless form of entertainment. They've adapted to every era, from whispered legends to blockbuster films and viral internet tales. They captivate and terrify us in equal measure, keeping us on the edge of our seats. We crave the thrill, the mystery, and the shared experience. It's a way to feel alive, to test our courage, and to escape the ordinary. That's the timeless allure of a good scare. And it's why we keep telling these stories again and again, passing them on, keeping the tradition alive and savoring every delicious shiver. One of the most famous and chilling urban legends is the vanishing hitchhiker, a story that has been told and retold for generations, whispered among friends and passed down through families. The details may change from place to place, but the core remains the same. A solitary driver, a lonely stretch of road, and a mysterious passenger who appears out of nowhere. It's always late at night, when the world feels most isolated. The road is empty, the world is silent. Suddenly a driver spots a hitchhiker, often described as a young woman, lost, frightened, or in some kind of distress, standing alone by the roadside. Feeling a strange mix of caution and compassion, the driver pulls over. The hitchhiker, usually dressed in white, quietly climbs in. She sits in the passenger seat, silent and distant, her presence almost ghostly. The atmosphere inside the car grows tense and heavy. The driver feels a sudden chill, as if the temperature has dropped. Attempts at small talk go nowhere. The passenger barely responds, her voice, if she speaks at all, soft and distant. She seems out of place, almost otherworldly, as if she doesn't quite belong in this world. Then, without warning, the driver glances over, and the hitchhiker has vanished. There's no sound, no open door, just an empty seat where she sat moments before. The car keeps moving forward, headlights cutting through the darkness, but the driver is left with a chilling memory. The road now feels haunted, not just lonely. The legend lingers in our minds because it feels so possible. It turns an ordinary drive home into a brush with the supernatural, making us question what we might see on a dark night. The vanishing hitchhiker leaves an indelible mark on those who hear it. It's a simple story, but it haunts us long after the tale is told. We can't help but wonder, Could it happen to us on some lonely road? That's the true power of a good urban legend. It makes the impossible feel just a little too real. Let's dive into a classic version of the vanishing hitchhiker, a tale that has haunted late-night drivers for generations. A young man drives home late on a rainy night, exhausted from a long day and eager for the comfort of his own bed. His headlights suddenly catch a soaked woman in a white dress standing by the lonely roadside, her figure almost ghostly in the downpour. He slows down, feeling a mix of concern and curiosity, and offers her a ride. She silently accepts, slipping into the passenger seat without a word. In a soft, almost distant voice, she gives him an address a few miles away, her eyes never quite meeting his. He notices her beauty, the unnatural pallor of her skin, and the deep sadness reflected in her eyes. Conversation is brief, the silence between them is heavy, filled with unspoken questions and a strange tension. He offers his jacket to warm her and she accepts with a faint, grateful smile that quickly fades. Soon, they arrive at an old, dark house, its windows dimly lit against the storm. He turns to tell her they've arrived, but to his shock, she's gone, vanished without a sound. The passenger seat is empty, his jacket missing, as if she was never there at all. Confused and unnerved, he knocks on the door, hoping for answers. An elderly couple answers. He describes the mysterious woman he picked up. The old woman weeps, her voice trembling. That was our daughter. She died in a car crash on that corner years ago. Every year on the anniversary of her death, she tries to come home, searching for warmth and a way back. The next day, the young man, still shaken, visits the cemetery to pay his respects. Draped over the daughter's tombstone is his jacket exactly as he left it with her. The story ends, but the chill lingers in the air, leaving us to wonder what's real and what's legend. Some rides, it seems, never really end, and some passengers are never truly gone. The Vanishing Hitchhiker isn't just a local tale, it's global. In Chicago, she's Resurrection Mary, vanishing at the cemetery gates. In England, she's the Bluebell Hill Ghost, causing drivers to swerve on dark roads. In the Philippines, she's the White Lady of Ballet Drive, terrifying taxi drivers with her bloodied face. Sometimes the hitchhiker is a man, an old woman, or a child. Sometimes they leave behind a scarf or deliver a warning. The legend adapts, but the fear is the same. It's a story that travels, haunting highways from Australia to Latin America. The details change, but the core remains, a spectral passenger, a vanishing act, and a lingering sense of dread. The legend's persistence shows how it taps into a universal fear, the unknown waiting on a dark, lonely road. No matter where you are, the vanishing hitchhiker could be waiting. That's what makes her so unforgettable. Why does the vanishing hitchhiker scare us so deeply? It starts in a familiar setting, driving a car, making the supernatural feel possible. The story blurs the line between reality and the unknown. It twists an act of kindness into a chilling encounter. The fear isn't of violence but of the impossible, someone vanishing from a moving car. The story leaves us with questions, not answers. Who was she? Why did it happen? The mystery lingers. We crave explanations, but the legend offers none. The ghost's backstory, tragedy, loss, unfinished business, adds sadness to the fear. We feel pity and terror at once. The emotional complexity makes the story stick. It's not just a jump scare, it's a haunting tale of sorrow. The vanishing hitchhiker stays with us long after the story ends. That's what makes it unforgettable. The Vanishing Hitchhiker spreads because it's the perfect story. Simple structure: a driver, a road, a mysterious passenger, a shocking disappearance. Anyone can retell it, adapting it to local places and people. By naming familiar streets or landmarks, the story feels personal and real. It's almost always told as a true event, a friend of a friend's experience. That it really happened angle makes it more believable and more likely to be shared. The internet is the new campfire. Stories spread instantly, with new details and variations added every day. Videos, posts, and forums keep the legend alive. The Vanishing Hitchhiker evolves, reaching new audiences. It's folklore for the digital age, and it's not going away anytime soon. Many have tried to explain the vanishing hitchhiker logically. Some say it's just imagination, a tired driver, a trick of the light, a shadow mistaken for a person. Others blame dreams or memory lapses, a brief microsleep, a vivid dream that feels real. The legend may have started as a cautionary tale, warnings about picking up strangers or traveling alone. Over time, the practical message faded, leaving only the ghost story. Sometimes it's a hoax or a misunderstanding that grows with each retelling. A simple event becomes a supernatural legend. The story changes, details are added, and soon it's a full-blown ghost tale. Whether real or imagined, the legend endures. It's a testament to the power of storytelling, and our need to explain the unexplainable. That's why the vanishing hitchhiker will always haunt us. In Quezon City, the White Lady of Balete Drive is a legend all her own. The balete tree is believed to house spirits, adding to the street's eerie reputation. The White Lady's origins vary. Some say she was murdered, others that she died in an accident. Her spirit haunts the road, appearing to lone drivers, especially taxi drivers at night. The encounter is terrifying, a beautiful woman in white, silent in the back seat. A glance in the mirror reveals her face, bloodied, bruised, eyes full of rage or sorrow. In a blink she vanishes, leaving the driver shaken. The legend is so strong even skeptics feel uneasy on Balete Drive after dark. The story is woven into Filipino culture, featured in films, TV, and books. The White Lady of Balete Drive shows how a universal legend can become uniquely local and unforgettable. Is the vanishing hitchhiker real? Believers point to countless stories worldwide as proof. Skeptics say it's all rumor, with no hard evidence, just tales passed from friend to friend. But maybe the truth isn't the point. The legend endures because it taps into our fascination with the unknown. It's about mystery, tragedy, and the thin line between life and death. Even in an age of science, we crave stories that make us wonder. The vanishing hitchhiker is more than a ghost story, it's a piece of living folklore. As long as there are lonely roads and dark nights, the legend will survive. It will be whispered, shared, and retold for generations. The ghost on the roadside waits, a timeless symbol